Hi everyone, we are back again doing a visible
mending project using Colonial Persian wool.
Yes.
So this is great. This is in the small cards right here, 8 yards. It does come in larger hanks in case you want to use it for bigger projects.
Yeah. But this is perfect for a nice small
embroidery, crocheting, knitting. It's great for all kinds of things. So it's a very toothy wool.
It's got lots of fluff to it, so it stands
lots of grab.
Up. You can see it breaks apart into 3 strands, so you can use an individual strands or 2 strands or all 3 strands together. It's entirely up to you.
And we are using this specifically as a visible mending project to cover up stains because someone,
I don't know who you're talking about.
Not this someone, that someone does get quite a lot of stains, and on this beautiful blue shirt got quite a nasty little stain on it.
There's a little spot right there.
I don't know if you can see it.
That just is not coming out.
So we're going to cover that up today with something a little more decorative. So what you're going to need is an embroidery hoop. We're using a really small one for this because it's a very small area. You'll need to use one that will encompass the area that you're going to be stitching into, plus a little bit of room.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next thing you're going to need is this needle. This is the
bullion tapestry point needle, specifically a tapestry point rather than a sharp pointed needle, because we're going to be working through an even weave fabric.
Plus this has a giant eye on it, which you can get the yarn through.
Yes, very easily.
And again, as Jason said, we're using an even weave fabric as our guide for this, and this specifically is...
Oh, this is Devosa. This is an 18 count Devosa.
That's right, and again, we're using this as the guide for our stitches. All right.
We're going to be doing a Kogin pattern on this.
That looks just like this.
Now, what you can use is, of course, you could always use a cross-stitch pattern or a different embroidery pattern, something like that. But we're going to be stitching through the even weave fabric onto the shirt, and then we're going to be removing the individual fibers from the even weave just to leave this stitched directly on the shirt. This is a cool little trick.
Normally you wouldn't. Now this sample that Jason stitched up is on shirting fabric, and so it doesn't normally, you can't do this style. I mean, you could. It's very difficult to do Kogin-Zashi Sashiko on anything other than even weave fabric. But this is a little trick that we've done to make that happen. And again, we're going to use this even weave. Again, that was the Devosa.
Devosa 18 count.
And the tapestry needle to the bullion tapestry point needle.
Right.
To go through that and use this as the guide. So let's go ahead and get this
set up
for you. Now you don't have to have a spot that needs mended.
Oh, of course not.
You can just do this
anywhere you want. If you want it on a sleeve or a cuff.
I think it would look great on the cuff of a shirt.
Yes.
Or just up here like as a little a monogram style.
I was thinking about doing this across the entire yoke of this.
Right, the yoke on the back of it would look really good. Your pattern that we're doing is a Kogin-Zashi stitch, and it's in your handout.
It's in the handout there, so
make sure that you look at that. And this is about the right size, and so we're going to center the fabric that you're going to need, your stain or the spot that you want to put it in your embroidery hoop, and then load that up with
your fabric on top of it. So
the center of your fabric, we kind of marked it a little bit with a needle prick so you can see where the center is, and we're going to put that right over the center of the stain like that.
Making sure that my grid lines here on the fabric are straight up and down. So
yes, because this Kogin-Zashi follows those grid lines.
So you can see the individual fibers there.
Make sure that they are lined up vertically and horizontally. Okay?
So now we're just going to put everything inside of our hoop. Alrighty, that is ready to go. So now we're going to stitch up our needle. We'll load up here. I think this blue will be really nice with the other blue in the shirt.
I like the pink that you pulled out earlier.
Sure, we can do it in the pink too.
And how many strands of this are you going to use?
I'm going to use 2 strands with this particular
So again, it separates into 3.
So I'm going to pull off just a small amount,
About an arm's length.
about an arm's length or so. And then
You can see how it separates into three different
pieces.
plies of 2.
Mm-hmm. So I'm only going to use 2 strands, setting that other one aside because I will use it in something else. And I'm putting both strands through the eye of the needle. That through, and we are now ready to start stitching.
Let us say a thing about Kogin-Zashi.
Yes.
This is a form of Sashiko that was used for reinforcing fabric. And what you do is it was typically worked on very loosely hand-woven fabric.
Similar to the Devosa that we've got here. Nice big spaces for you to go in and out with your needle.
The patterns are worked in rows going back and forth like this. Think like an old dot matrix printer.
Yeah.
With the way they fill in.
Yep.
And so this was worked starting maybe here and worked back and forth like this until the pattern fills in. Now these do get really complex. You can you can take a look at our book, Contemporary Kogin-Zashi, and see those. We're doing a single motif, or what's called a modoko.
Modoko.
And this, we just love these for little individual patches like this. And so what we've done here is chosen a modoko that has lots of open space so that it really shows off the fluffiness of the Colonial Persian wool. And what you'll see here is that the stitches are worked by going over a certain number of threads. And when you read the pattern, that's what you'll see. The pattern has a grid line on it, and the grid represents the vertical and the horizontal lines in this even weave fabric. So when you're working, you'll see something that shows like 3 stitches over. You'll see a black line, and that's the thread, or in this case, the wool. And it's going over 3 vertical lines. And that means that you come up, and then over and back in over 3. Then you'll go under, what is it, like 7 on this one. You go under 7 and then come back up and go over 3 again. And so that is how you'll read your chart, whether it's an over 1, over 3, over 5, over 3, under, over 3, like that. That's the way that you're going to read these charts and the way that you'll do your stitches.
Is just one line at a time.
One line at a time, going back and forth like this, filling up the space. So here we are.
This is finished.
It's
all
finished.
Pretty.
It's not, and if you think it's in a different spot than we started it, it's not.
No.
You didn't see that.
Pay no attention to.
You didn't see that.
Yeah.
You didn't see this one down here. Right.
Still looks good.
It does look good. So this
is complete, and you can see it is all nice and puffy here on the surface of the fabric.
I love the way this stands out. I mean, we did an entire book, and we've made garments and wall hangings.
Dozens and dozens and dozens of pieces.
This is really unique, the way the Colonial Persian wool really stands out against this.
Yeah, it really does. It's nice and fluffy, and it stands up, and you can see all of the stitch
I
pattern.
do want to experiment with blending
different colors.
A couple of the colors together. I think that would look really cool. So look for more of that in the future. But for right now, you're going to take this off.
Yep. So last little step is just to take this off.
And start cleaning it up.
Pop it up.
Because you don't want to leave it like this. That would be silly. So we're not going to leave it with all that even weave fabric on it.
You can weave in your tail back there.
Weave in your tail first.
Yep. And I'll take these scissors and trim this off so I don't accidentally. And
then you'll just weave it into the back. I mean, even the back is pretty with this stuff. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love it. Alrighty.
Okay.
So now it's just a matter of going in and not cutting through your background fabric or through your threads and just trimming this off close.
Okay,
Now the fun part. I think this part is fun.
It is.
Love it, love it.
So now we're just going to kind of
Start taking the threads out.
the threads out here. I'm just going to take my time.
You
and
didn't think
just,
we were going to leave it like this, did you?
You could if you wanted to, but
Well, that looks
it'd
silly.
look a mess in a couple
So you
hours.
start taking these out, and it's fairly quick and simple until you get to
Where you've stitched over.
and then you start taking the threads out.
One at a time. Just pull them
Hold
straight
the
up.
opposite side of the fabric itself.
And just pull it straight up. One at
You
a
take
time.
your time so that you don't.
Don't be tempted to try and speed through this and get like 3 of them. Just one at a
Take
time,
it
and
easy,
it'll
take them out a little at a time,
and they will come out nice and clean that way, and you're
and
not
it
going to
doesn't
mess anything up.
stretch your stitches out.
Okay, first set is done. Now we're just going to finish up by taking up these last little bits here.
And again, take your time while you're doing this. It's worth it.
And that is now complete.
And you can use a pair of tweezers to clean it up if there's any still left in there.
There is our...
This stands out, like, I don't know if you can see that really well. This stands out so beautifully against the surface of this. It really does make
a great
There's not even a
addition
stain
to-
up here, but we were talking about doing it higher up.
Yeah, I love
on
this.
the shirt. This would look really cool just as a logo in place of a logo.
And again, you can use multiple of these. So you can use the same pattern, or you can use multiple different.
You can put them on the sleeve.
modoko.
Not only is this a good way to use up some leftover even weave,
Yes.
odds and ends, but you get to use.
Some really, really
This
great.
is very interesting to stitch with. If you haven't tried it before, this is a good way to test it out.
Yes.
And at the same time, you are upcycling a garment that you would never have worn again.
Right.
Because those stains were just too much and we couldn't get them out, and it would have just turned into a quilt. But now,
So now I've got a lot more stitching to do because I've got a bunch more
a lot more of these
shirts
fix.
with little bitty stains
But
on it.
visible mending to cover up a stain or just a little scorch mark or anything, or even a tiny hole would work.
Yep.